Hi guys, Sarah Diligence here and welcome to my channel Purposeful Life. Thank you all for joining me on this video today. Today I'm going to be talking about a particular topic that is quite dear to my heart. Most of you who have watched my previous videos, maybe my VBAC testimonial or my VBAC pros and cons, any one of those videos, or even just one of my other previous videos on how to have a successful VBAC. If you've watched any of those, you will know why this article is probably quite dear to me. So I'll just get tucked in. Now, I came across an article about 2 weeks ago and I was like, should I discuss this? Should I talk about this particular article? Should I mention it? Is it something that, but you know what, it is something that we should be discussing, and it is something that we should be talking about. The article read, and it kind of threw me off because, you know, regarding this particular topic, I just thought it was a general consensus. It's what happens to women in general. It's not about your race or your ethnic background and things like that. However, this article reads, miscarriage rates over 40% higher in Black women, study suggests. As you can see, I'm a woman of color, so obviously when I read this article, I was quite alarmed. I was thinking to myself, what do you mean? Miscarriage is higher, has a higher percent rate in Black women. So I was really kind of thrown off about that. In the article, I'll read some of the article out in a minute, but when I read it, I kind of had all these emotions because I have experienced the loss of a child and I have experienced a miscarriage before. So, straight away I was like, wait, are you saying I had those issues because I'm a woman of color, or was it just something that I experienced at a point in my life? This article kind of, like I said, it really just threw me off. However, please feel free to leave your comments in the comment section below regarding this particular topic. Because like I always say, you never know what you're going to say that's going to be a blessing to someone else, okay? If you go back and watch some of my previous videos and jump on the comment section on there, especially my VBAC testimonial video, the comments on there from the women that have left comments will really bless you. And you also, we support each other on there as well. So yes, I would really like to see what the comments are about this particular topic, or this particular headline. Again, it's a United Kingdom article, so if you are in whatever part of the world you're in and you think or this to be some truth in it, feel free to share that with me as well, okay? So I'll just get tucked into the article. So as I'm looking down, because I'm reading the article, okay? So it says, Black women face a significantly higher risk of having a miscarriage than white women, research suggests. Then it says, the analysis of data on 4.6 million pregnancies in 7 countries suggests the risk of Black women is 43% higher than for white women. Now, when I read that, I was just like, huh? Are we seriously bringing this down to a race issue? And I just didn't really know kind of how to process it. I wasn't sure if this was a negative or a positive research. I wasn't sure what this article was, what they were trying to gain from this article. However, it did like hit a nerve for me, if I'm honest. So it says it calls for people in the UK to be given support after their first pregnancy loss. So they're basically saying, and again, this is exactly how I feel, but they're basically saying that the women need to be given support after their first loss, because at the moment, women are only given support after they've had 3 consecutive losses, okay? So it's not like they had one, then they had 2 pregnancies, then they had another, then they had another pregnancy. No, it has to be after 3 consecutive miscarriages. So for me, again, I was just thinking to myself, wait, are you saying to me that at the moment, I personally didn't really want anyone to intervene when I went through it. I just kind of wanted it all to happen naturally, and with prayer, my husband, my children, the support around me. you know, those people around me, that was all I really needed. But that's me. My situation is completely different to another woman who has had a miscarriage, and it's her first one, and she's absolutely completely devastated. But at the moment, she won't get any help and any assistance because it's just her first one. Right. So again, and that for me was just like, no, they really do need to sort it out. So I guess the article is actually coming out so that women can start to get more help after their first miscarriage. Okay, so it says most countries, including the UK, do not collect statistics. So I was thinking to myself, so where did you get information from? However, it says, but researchers estimate, okay, 15% of pregnancies end in losses and 1% of women will experience a recurrent miscarriage. Okay, recurrent miscarriage. Now they're talking about women of color. Okay, it also says sometimes some estimates of miscarriage rate are higher, but this is due to the differences in how countries define pregnancy loss, which can be from a positive pregnancy test to a form of a scan. Okay, from a scan. So that's self-explanatory for itself. It also says that the report also found that women who suffered miscarriages from all ethnic backgrounds are more vulnerable to long-term health problems such as blood clots, heart disease, and depression. Okay, and then the article now dives a little bit deeper into another woman of color who the article is based on. Her name is Doreen, who the article is based on. She and her husband experienced 7 miscarriages before they ended up having a successful pregnancy, and she gave birth to her daughter. Now, there has been a lot of talk out there about the death rate of women of color at childbirth. All right, and I know that is something that has been circulating for quite some time now, and I really feel like that's why I wanted to just come on and talk about this particular topic, this particular headline today, because it's another article, it's another discussion based around women like myself, women of color, who are either experiencing multiple miscarriages or one miscarriages or dying at childbirth. Okay, now the question for me is, why do they think that this is happening? Okay, they can't tell us. However, most of the things that I've read just kind of, again, will bring it down to the general statistic. Okay, it just brings it down to the general statistic, right? And the general statistic of what increases the risk of a miscarriage. Because I think to myself, okay, so why is it so high in women of color? Why are the death rates so high in women of color? Again, I remember reading a few articles about women explaining and exposing how their care during their pregnancy was not at all at a good standard. A lot of them were only seen a few weeks into their pregnancy. Some were just had like 1 or 2 antenatal appointments. Another woman was complaining about pain that she was feeling, and they just didn't take that seriously. And then by the time she went into labor, she ended up dying. Also, there's also high blood pressure, clotting, and all those kind of things. Okay, so it also says what increases the risk of a miscarriage. Okay, it says being under 20 and over 40. All right, now I had my first pregnancy. I had my first daughter at just after I turned 20. I turned 20 in August, and she was born in October. Okay, and it also says for women over 40. Right, it says if a woman has had previous miscarriages, then it's likely that she would have more miscarriages. Okay, so it's being underweight or overweight. Right, now I wasn't really too sure about this one because there are so many women out there who are underweight and have successful pregnancies, and so many women who are overweight. I mean, most of the time, you know, with the whole BMI thing, they tend to say most people are overweight anyway. Okay. And as well, the one thing that I noticed that they didn't put in here regarding something that I just kind of thought they don't really take into consideration is that women of color are, our bodies are completely different. We're built a certain way, again, just the type of foods that we eat, the environments that we're in, and things like that. So there are different aspects and factors, but still, again, I'm just not buying it. I'm just not buying the fact that because of my race means I'm more at risk of having a miscarriage. Okay, I'm just not buying it. But yeah, it also says long hours or night shifts. Okay, long working hours or night shifts. Now, I don't know what you ladies think, but do you think that this article, these researchers are just, pulling at strings here? Or do you think that is it something that you've experienced? Have you experienced an early or late miscarriage? Again, like myself, or have you experienced giving birth to a child and not taking that child home? Was your situation because of long hours or because you work night shifts? Because I just really want to know if there's some truth in this article, because for me, like I said, it really struck a nerve, and I just really feel that they're just pulling their strings here. And then, as I read on, okay, it says what increases your chances of miscarriage. Like I said, under 20, over 40, previous miscarriages, being overweight or underweight, working long hours or night shifts, and then it said being black. I was like, what? The article actually says being black. And I just thought to myself, no, I mean, I'm not even exposing the name of the research company that wrote this article or did this research. And then it says smoking and high levels of alcohol, high alcohol intake, right? So these are the general, reasons of why women have, miscarriages. And the fact that they threw in being black there, it just really I just thought to myself, there's so much that we're dealing with on a daily basis, okay? There's so much that we're going through in this life, and then to be told that, oh, by the way, because of your skin color, you're more likely to have a miscarriage. So, for me, like I said, that article just really, 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 really threw me off. And also research shows that if you're under 30 or under, there's a 1 in 10 chance of a woman having a miscarriage. 35 to 39, it goes to a 2 out of 10 chances, 2 out of 10 women. And then from 45 plus, it's a 5 in 10. Okay, now the numbers obviously get larger as you get older, and that's why I also wanted to make this video, because if you have been experiencing miscarriages, or you've had a miscarriage, or you've had multiple miscarriages, race to the side. In my opinion, race to the side here. There should be no talk about what skin color we are due to this particular issue. At the end of the day, every woman is different. Okay, every woman is different. Some races like to have larger children, some races like to have fewer, so it just depends. Okay, and I would never say that it's because of my skin color that's why I had a miscarriage. Okay, again, for me, it's all about taking care of yourself, looking after your health, knowing your body, again, avoiding alcohol, avoiding nicotine and using other drugs, substances, and just, and funny enough, I actually remember when I was pregnant with my son, the one that I did lose, I remember actually having, because I work early, and having a lot of caffeine, and I think caffeine again is one of the issues that can cause women to have birth defects or to have a miscarriage. So the amount of caffeine that we are taking in on a daily basis. Some people have 1 cup of coffee, some people have 4, and you know what, sometimes it's not just about during pregnancy, it's also pre-pregnancy, because if you have a lot of caffeine in your body, that's going to do something before you're pregnant and during your pregnancy as well. So I would definitely say rule out the caffeine in total. It's just not good for us. Okay, so you know, I really just want you watching this video just to let me know what you think. Let me know what you think regarding this article. Do you agree with them? Do you agree that you know, because of your skin color puts you at risk of having a miscarriage? I mean, the article went on to saying that most of the research was carried out in Sweden, Finland and Denmark. Few countries that gathered statistics was data from the US and the UK, Canada, Norway was also used. It says, we know there's an increased risk of dying in pregnancy for Black women. Okay. Tommy's National Centre of Miscarriage Research Deputy Director said that he worked. He's the person that worked on this study, and he shares that. But he was very shocked to also find the increase of miscarriages in Black women. So I think he was doing the research on the death rate of Black women during pregnancy, and then he come to find that, you know, the risk is also quite higher. You're at higher risk of having a miscarriage if you are you know, if you're a person of color. And it also says that Black people are at higher risk of developing type 2 diabetes and heart disease, and both conditions can increase the risk of miscarriages. Okay, now, and I think that's really important for us, because for us as women in general, okay, looking after our health is a vital part of how we will progress during the time of childbearing, labour, pre-pregnancy, post-pregnancy, all of that kind of stuff. Okay, all of that kind of stuff. But for me, when I hear, you know, things like this, and I just think to myself, like, we have to begin to educate ourselves as women, not just women of color, as women in general. Okay, we have to begin to educate ourselves when it comes to us wanting to go into having children, because a lot of times some people just think, yeah, you know, I can just have a baby, it's fine, you know, I'll just have a baby, they will be healthy, blah, blah, blah. But that's not always the case, and a lot of us are finding out the hard way. Okay, so yeah, I just really want to jump on and share this article with you. Like I said, you know, I really want us to begin to discuss these things, and let me know in the comments what you think about this article. I will leave the link at the description of the article in the description box section, and so you can have a read. And also, feel free to share with me your stories. Feel free to share with me anything that you've experienced and have come across as a woman of color, or just, you know, you might be watching this video and you're not a woman of color, but you might have experienced this, and you know multiple women in your circle who have experienced this. Okay, and it's important for us to come together as women and discuss these things. So again, thank you so much for taking your time out to watch this video. Please like, share and subscribe to my channel. I'm Sarah Diligence here at Purposeful for Life, and I really pray that the content that I'm bringing out is blessing you and you're able to use it to push on in your journey as a mother, as a wife, as a sister as well. So thanks again for watching. Subscribe to my channel and I will see you soon. Take care. God bless. Bye-bye.